like this one. Hey, everybody, playing to a small house, but that's kind of cool. Listen, I really want this to be interactive. There's some stuff I'm going to go through. I don't have 3 hours of material here because I want to show you some things and then have the ability for you to come up here and have me try things. If you don't want to do that, then I guess we'll just all go to happy hour early, but that's how the course was designed. Please don't be shy. There's a few things I want to get through, but I'm trying to make this as interactive as possible. So a little bit about me. I've been with IBM a ridiculous number of years. I'm rather proud to say that I started out as a UI developer as a blind guy. It was on an old technology, but that's not important. Feels weird saying this, but I'm kind of known across IBM as an accessibility SME. Usually from the end user perspective, people bring things to me and I comment on them and we collaborate together. I've worked with many teams over the years to that end. I've also done a lot of crafting of development techniques, easy for me to say. And I volunteered with Knowbility quite a bit. I've been away for a few years, but our friend Lewis, our favorite room monitor, big hand for Lewis. Yeah, he's actually taught a few courses with me, and he still wants to volunteer with me. So that's
slide 3. What we will.
So,
slide 3.
So that's great. So what are we going to do today? I think I already covered this. The last item is the most important. We're going to have fun. We're going to discuss configuring JAWS. I think I'm going to skip that part and get into the meat of it. And we're going to focus on issues identified in the 2025 WebAIM Million report. Anybody familiar with that? If not, I'll let you know. It kind of identifies the top sort of issues that we see on websites today. I'll have some bonus contact for you. And we're going to go over good and bad examples of things. And some in the middle that I'm going to see what you think. And most importantly, all in caps, hopefully we're going to have some fun here and learn something. That's what I hope anyway. So
slide 4, testing reminder.
Here's some important testing reminders. Lewis, I don't know how you've done this in the past, but screen reader testing should be the last step. Now I'm going to cheat a little bit here, but it should be the last step. It's equivalent to what we used to call user acceptance testing. So before that, you should have done automated testing. And then after that, you should have done keyboard-only testing. Can somebody out there in the vast group of all three of you tell me why keyboard testing is important before we get into screen reader testing? Nope, that's the last step. Why would we do the screen reader testing without the keyboard?
You can see.
Sorry, my bad.
So you can tell which way they, as you tab or move, where the cursor goes, where the focus goes.
Yep.
Before you find.
And why is that important? Like, why don't we just do all that with the screen reader? I'm really not trying to pick on you. We're just having a conversation here. That was a good answer. So
And it's going to be a lot of, you're just going to repeat a lot of that on the screen reader, just going to add more things that you can easily identify quickly.
True.
In my opinion.
And another important one is that screen readers, maybe an ill or good kept secret, they steal keystrokes. So what you get as a pure keyboard-only user is going to be something different you get as a screen reader user. So that's why it is so important to, I had a colleague once who unfortunately broke her arm. We aren't happy for that, but she's like, man, only operating with one arm taught me a lot because I couldn't use the mouse. So that's why the screen reader testing is kind of the last step. So it's an important step. We shouldn't leave it out, but it should be your last step, not the
slide
first.
5, configuring JAWS for 4.
I'm going to skip this a little bit, but I did have a handy-dandy handout that I stuck in there that Knowbility will share somewhere. We're going to make sure that JAWS reads all of our graphics to us because that's important to detect some alt text irregularities or just plain broken alternative text. You'll see what I mean in a little bit. Another important thing to mention is JAWS is not necessarily meant to be a testing tool. It's an end user tool. We can make it be a testing tool, and we should, but JAWS will do things like try to identify your form labels for you. In fact, maybe I shouldn't say this out loud, but it took us quite a bit of doing to make some of the demo work the way we wanted it to, but that also gets back to automated testing.
Right, can I?
Slide 6.
You can jump in anytime, sir.
So there was another screen reader session earlier, and this came up there as well. when it comes to screen readers and testing for accessibility bugs, JAWS and VoiceOver both are too smart for the test, for doing full testing. Because like you said, it kind of guesses where things are and tries to
Well
help,
put. Yep.
which most of the time it does well. So from the user experience of a native screen reader user, they're both good. NVDA and maybe some of the newer screen readers that are coming out are more looking at the DOM and the accessibility tree
Yep.
directly.
Yep.
So they're gonna find issues that JAWS has sort of pasted over. So from the standpoint of you saying JAWS isn't the best testing tool, I agree. Although,
But a lot of end users use it, so it's
but the
still.
users use it, so you want to know how it works with it. So it's not bad to use JAWS.
No.
But if you're doing a full evaluation, you might use a different tool in your toolbox. But
I think it also comes back to, I know automated testing doesn't catch everything, but you should catch if your labels aren't properly associated before the screen reader test,
well,
arguably.
there's
You might have a different perspective, and
Right.
that's cool. Yep. All right. Let's actually demo something. Enough of these boring slides.
Our native screen reader user manual. Cloud monitoring as a service vertical bar data.
So one thing I first like to show is, and this is bonus content, you can do this with a dialog within JAWS to show the document regions on your page.
Cloud monitoring as a service vertical bar Datadog. Cloud monitoring as a cloud link.
Did that come up?
Cloud monitoring.
No, it did not. Let's do that again.
Document regions dialog. Regions tree view. Navigation 1 of 5. 0. Search 2 of 5. Banner. Main. Content information.
What this is showing me, not necessarily well, but what this is showing me are the main parts of our page.
Navigation.
That's really important in general because I'll show better examples of this. I hate to say this, but screen reader testers are at an inherent disadvantage. Just imagine trying to read every page left to right, top to bottom, with no ways to move to things more quickly. Does that sound really painful? It should, because it is. So just imagine without these shortcuts, and I'll show better examples, at least we have the page broken into, let's see.
Sir, navigation.
Navigation. So I was testing that. I could press enter here.
Search.
Search. That sounds useful-ish.
Banner.
Banner.
Main.
I'll get into more of this later, but let's go ahead and skip to the main part of our page. All right. I'm just going to turn this loose. I'm sorry it's painfully slow, but I think you'll rather see what can happen quite quickly, what happens with ill-labeled or alt text with absolutely no label on it. Let's listen.
Main region heading level 2 products infrastructure button expanded from overview to deep details. Fast visited link learn more about Datadog infrastructure. Visited link to https://www.datadog.com/product/infrastructure-monitoring/ visited link infrastructure-monitoring. Log management button collapsed. APM button collapsed. Security monitoring button collapsed. Network monitoring button monitoring.
Okay, I'm going to fast forward us a little bit here.
Wrapping the top. Modern.
Okay, so let me just move us down a little bit.
Link hash link at dash join to link heading level link Forrester Wave trademark AI Ops 2025 main heading level infrastructure but from overview. Visited log APM SIG networks and fed real user serverless but read for our 20 practices. Link to post. Join our team graphic. Careers join our pack. We are building the monitor like you to join our team. Link to career site. Want to learn more about link learn more. Main region end. Link free trial.
Son of a gun, they fixed the problem. And I didn't even report it. What used to happen on this page, and I'll find other examples, is all the images said unlabeled. Every single, let's see if we can find one with the G key.
Icon / world created with sketch. Link graphic. Wrapping the top. Datadog link graphic. Dash 2025 graphic. Dash gradient background graphic.
Ah, okay, good. Thank you, Honeycomb. Honeycomb never fails to disappoint. Let's see where I'm sorry, I know some of the folks at Honeycomb.
Dash 2025 graphic.
So I'm reading along here.
Link SNCF customer logo. Dash 2025 graphic.
Is that a useful graphic? Remember, the point of alt text is to provide equivalent use to the user. Is that a useful graphic? I don't even know what that looks like visually. Does that sound like a useful graphic to you guys? I have no idea what that means.
Dash gradient background graphic.
Gradient background. Lewis, how useful does that sound?
That is useful.
Mary
Yeah.
Hunziker has joined the meeting.
Say some nasty things, but,
Yeah.
yeah, I think they should have avoided it being spoken at all.
Yeah, because it's probably a decorative image, right?
Yeah.
So, yep.
June
I'm not even
10th
sure
dash 1.
what it is.
I'm not
Oh,
sure.
there it is.
Louis Vedier
Yeah.
has joined the meeting.
We have some people joining the meeting here. Go ahead and narrate for a bit, Lewis, or I can also arrow down. if it helps.
So literally the gradient is a black to dark blue thing across part of their background. And with JAWS, you've got not a full triangle, just sort of a line that's the middle edge of it.
Yeah,
And then you jump to actual text.
totally useless as a screen reader, I would agree. It would be good to hide that image.
Thousands of customers, partners, developers, and technical 2 days of unmatched learning.
Okay, so they've improved their site a little bit. There used to be like 100 unlabeled graphics on here. This is what happens with the demo god, folks, because I tested this again yesterday. So good for Honeycomb, but does the point make sense? I can find other sites with questionable alt text. Fortunately, I have another demo where we can get a bit more striated and talk about if we think alt text is useful. So let me go find that now. I should have had all these tabs open in the beginning. I
Address and
apologize.
search bar. Cloud monitoring as a service for bookmarks toolbar. Save tab groups toolbar. Join thousands of customers. Address and search bar edit. 8. Cloud monitoring as a service vertical bar. Datadog tab selected. 1 of 1. Bookmarks toolbar. Save tab groups toolbar. Imported bookmark folder. Content. Unsorted bookmarks sub. Bookmarks. Access you sub menu. 30. Access you. Lobby vertical. Form example. Chat GPT dash page regions. Honeycomb colon observe. Contact us and dash silent rhythm. Silent rhythms. 2 of 10. S. Leaving menus. Cloud mo. Silent rhythm.
Here-
Silent.
Here we have a site, and I'm going to kind of keep JAWS quiet here. Here we have a site that was actually built in our AIR competition. That's the Accessible Internet Rally, Lewis. I believe I heard you talking to some folks about, where Knowbility and volunteers build, actually the volunteers with training from Knowbility build the websites and get a prize. This site happened to win third prize. No idea why.
Document regions dialog. Regions tree view. Banner opened. 1 item.
That was sarcasm. So let's get back to our main kind of the landmarks that we talked about here.
1. Navigation. 1 of 1. Banner. 0. Main. 2 of 3. Content information.
Okay. See how that lays the page out in a nice kind of easy way where you can see all the things that are on the page?
1. Navigation. 1 of 1. Banner.
So maybe navigation reading twice isn't interesting. But so let's move to navigation and see what we hear.
List of 6. Navigation region.
Okay.
Navigation region. List of 6 items. Link home. Link about us. Link learning. Link events. Visited contact.
So pretty nice, I'd say overall. I don't know if you agree or not, but we know we are in navigation. We know we have a list of items, pretty clear and concise. Do we agree? It's okay if we don't. So let's go ahead and move to our main region. I can also do that with the R key.
Main region.
And I'm going to let JAWS read for a little bit so we can find some alt text. Sound good? Or you're only stuck here for another. So if not, but hold on.
Main.
Oh, I messed up. I hit the wrong key.
Main region heading level 1 bringing communities together with inclusive dance. Silent Rhythms was founded with the mission to use inclusive arts and dance as a way to bring communities.
Is that a good speed on the speech synthesizer? Do you want me to slow it down, speed it up? Is that good? Okay. All right. I can slow it down if you want. Good? All right.
Silent Rhythms was founded with the mission to use inclusive arts and dance as a way to bring communities together and deaf and hearing, people with and without disabilities and to educate, raise awareness, promote inclusion, and inspire creativity to marginalized communities. Link learn about Silent Rhythms. 2 dancers with hands joined at shoulder height smile as they dance at an outdoor salsa event in a park. Graphic heading level what?
Now, this one's a little tricky, isn't it? And I was actually part of helping to build this site. I was the mentor, so I won't be offended. Let's listen to that alt text again.
2 dancers with hands joined at shoulder height smile as they dance at an outdoor salsa event in a park. Graphic.
What do we think of that alt text? I'll give one to you. It's cool that we have alt text, right? So one thing checked off. Where I think there's some shades of gray here is, what do people think of the length of the alt text? And this is meant to be a discussion. How would we evaluate this one if we were listening to this? I realize I'm kind of showing this to you out of context, but what do we kind of think of this alt text example?
From Claire Patoyne to everyone.
I felt like I could have just heard like, okay, it's two people dancing outdoors,
Yeah,
and that would have been fine.
yeah. Our client, so some of it was the client wanted longer alt text, so I don't want to slam our client, but we probably could have said two people dancing and had like a longer image in text underneath, if you'd wanted to know that. But that's one of these debatable. The general rule for alt text is it should be like tweet length, but I don't disagree with you. It was kind of a tough call at the time. So fast forwarding a little bit, let's find another graphic just by pressing the G key. Or maybe not. Did we lose?
Silent Rhythms - Google.
Okay.
Silent Rhythms. Current page link graphic. Two dancers with hands joined. Two dancers, Jen and Nina, smile facing each other. A third person, Francois, joins their hands and helps position them to dance. Graphic.
Probably too long. I'm gonna own that, right? Working with our client, you know, it's a dance site. You want the full. However, comma, maybe we could have included a longer image a little bit below the graphic. Not insulting dancing by any means, but hindsight being what it is. The good thing is there is alt text, and Lord knows there's a decent amount of information.
But that is great alt text, but I don't see it. I mean,
Louis, do you want to help
so it's
scroll?
not available to me.
You don't see it.
Is it somewhere?
No,
No, so
it's the alternative.
I know it's, but
The picture?
is the picture something that you care for, or what does it serve? I want to know as a person who sees the information that is providing, was it there on the page at all? I mean,
No, no.
Are you looking for the graphic or?
earlier, talking about the side with the dog,
Honeycomb?
yeah,
Yeah.
and then you say, well, that graphic, it doesn't mean anything to,
Ah.
you know, to somebody who cannot see.
So-
So
so-
we're going back to the,
So you're asking the difference
yeah,
in this case. Oh, that's a great question. So on the honeycomb page, as Louis was describing it, that was just it said gradient background or something like that, right? So the point of alternative text is to provide near same experience for somebody who can't see graphics. I'm not going to quote WCAG chapter and verse. Is it useful for somebody to know that there's a gradient dark gray
Yeah.
background who can't see?
and that you did like to an experience and almost similar to somebody who can see.
As close as you can.
So that,
So it's something that is meaningful in the page.
Out of
that
context.
Indicates
Yep.
information or evokes emotion
Yep.
or something that is basic to the site.
Yep.
So
And-
let me,
Go ahead.
and Randy, I'm sorry, I'm taking over your thing.
No,
Let's-
I wanted
let's
you to
think
help
of-
out with this.
Let's think of, one of my old examples when I was teaching was I had a couple of pictures of the president at the time, which was George Bush Jr. And one of them was just, the site had George Bush, then a picture of George Bush, then a description of his presidency, right?
Yeah.
Because that was what it was.
Yeah.
We don't need most screen reader users don't need to know that there's a picture of the same person who there's a heading about, right? But I had another picture of George Bush at some kind of ceremony that was important at the time.
I remember this one. Yeah.
And
Yep.
there, having a picture that shows that ceremony and that the president is part of it and whoever else is part of it, that's important to the story of the page.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
that I know.
And so
And-
in this case,
The context.
right,
Yep.
you're giving the context of things. So in the case of this picture,
I'm gonna,
It's two people, one of where it's inclusive, where they're learning how to dance with somebody helping them learn how to dance.
yep,
The picture evokes that, right? It gives you, you can see they're happy, the person is being careful with them, you know. Somehow that needs to be defined in the alternative text.
Yep.
And that's where the question is, where Randy's going, does it really mean what it says it means? And is it too long because it's really not, appropriate for just a quick glance picture? But does that make sense as more context of what we're talking about with alt text
and what we're trying to do.
and what we're trying to do?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying
Yeah.
to get in a clear understanding.
Good answers, Jen and Nina.
The subject, I mean.
And it's subjective.
Yep.
It's subjective. It's,
Yeah, and as a tester, that's where you can get a little tricky. I'm kind of okay with this alt text. But-
one of
but-
the things that
yeah.
I've always stressed is if some designer says we need this picture on the page, the tester kind of needs to know that that was why it's there. The developer needs to know what the alt text is, not by them writing it, but by whoever said this picture is important to be on the page. So that's where
Yeah.
where it gets interesting. And that's why, is it too long? Will somebody actually listen to the whole thing or jump to the next thing? But
That gets a little subjective.
it's all subjective.
Yeah, I mean,
Link view events.
well, hold on, I'm gonna read it one more time or finish, and then I'll read the alt text one more time.
One of our colleagues, Desiree.
Yeah.
Used to argue she's blind, her daughter isn't, and she wants to know every graphic
Yeah,
on the page, whether it's important or not. Because her daughter is going, what about this? And Jaws is telling her there's nothing there. That's a different take than what Randy and I think of, which
Yeah.
is if it doesn't have information, don't pass it along. It's just eye candy.
But I think-
As opposed to maybe ear candy.
but I think we can agree, given the purpose of this site, we need to have this image. Sorry, I'm gonna read it one
Two
more time.
dancers, Jen and Nina, smile facing each other. A third person, Francois, joins their hands and helps position them to dance. Graphic.
It's a dance site. So if we just did alt equals quote, quote, or done something else like hiding with styling on a dance site, this is not decorative in my mind, nor in the client at the time. But thank you for asking these questions. This is great. This is why,
And here's when, we work about being compliant, and so many times I see my team just putting things anything on the alt text.
right.
And so what's valuable, and it's like anything on the alt text will pass you a crawler that goes and verifies.
That's
for
exactly.
accessibility,
Yep.
but when you think about it, it's not the signs that it's passing in.
Well, and that's why screen reader testing is so key, right? I've literally seen sites, and it's been a while, where every image said alt text. I'm not kidding. Because some tool will put it in automatically, and I get it, right? But that's why, well, I don't necessarily get that, but that's why it's so important to kind of have this step of testing. Like on the image we saw where it just said gradient background, not real useful, right? I would say that's a fail, whatever that was labeled, right? Here, we could probably argue semantics, but clearly this enriches the spirit of the page. I like Lewis's comment. What did you say you used to ask your designers, Lewis, or would you encourage to tell me why this is on the page? I think that's worth repeating.
The content,
Yeah.
either the designer, the content writer, or the product owner, somebody said this was important to put there. And the developer and the tester need to know that context of why they thought it was important to be there. Now, like I said, some of it's eye candy,
Yeah.
a dog catching a ball on a site that has nothing to do with dogs or balls or parks or whatever is just, oh, I had to put something there because, we don't want just text. That's an alt equals quote, quote kind of thing. If it's important to the emotion or the not information within, So either as knowledge or evoking the correct emotion, then you want alt text. And the developer and the tester shouldn't be the ones deciding whether that's valid
Correct. Yeah.
text. It's the people who told you to put it there and why.
Gotcha. I hope some of that was helpful. What we've been going on, just to summarize a little bit, is when alt text is kind of completely useless, like when it tells us we have a gradient background. And then we were just discussing, sorry for a repeat for the people in the room, but kind of looking at some alt text on a page for dance.
Two dancers with hands joined at shoulder height smile as they dance at an outdoor salsa event in a park. Graphic.
We talked in the room about how that alt text might be a little long, might be a little short. I think you probably heard all this, but you know, we do have good alt text and it does describe the meaning of our dance page as this is pretty well. I hate to call you out, Claire, but I want to make sure you're getting a decent experience now. Do you want to comment in the chat if that's helpful as kind of a recap? That's kind of where we've been. And we're about to get into forms. Claire or Mary or anybody
Claire
else.
put to everyone : perfect.
All right. Good deal. So we're still good, Lewis? I should keep going?
Yep.
You're the boss.
Silent rhythms dash.
All right. We'll be back to silent rhythms here in a little bit. So let me open a new tab with Control T.
New tab dash Google.
Did we lose everyone in the room?
No.
You're killing me here, man. That's it.
Tab select. Bookmarks toolbar. New tab document.
Lewis and I have presented before and he knows me. So it's
E.
we're also like the thing right before dinner. So we gotta
Present
you know,
search bar edit.
we gotta be a little bit more
New
entertaining.
tab selected. Close button. New tab button. Search tabs button menu. Silent rhythms tab. Close button.
But my use of
Toolbar. Save.
Chrome
Imported
controls
book-
obviously needs work. I do
Save
this all
tab
the
group. Imported bookmark folder button.
There
Context
we go.
menu.
Thank you.
Access U sub problem management. Access U sub menu 34 of Access U menu.
Let's talk about
Lobby
forms.
form examples 7 of 10. F. Leaving menus.
On a
New tab
page that
dash Google.
coincidentally is called form examples.
Form examples.
Let's go to
Main region. Heading level 1 form examples. List of 2 items. Bullet link bad form example.
bad form example. Bad. Let's see
Form
why.
examples. Bullet link bad form example.
Okay.
Contact Acme Corp heading level 1.
So this is the infamous Acme Corporation. Anybody else old enough to remember Acme Corporation?
You sell anvils?
Yes. We're out of anvils right now. But if you really want to hear some questionable alt text, listen to this.
First name : star.
Oops. I guess we hid that.
Virtual
1
PC.
second here.
No regions. Heading level 1 contact Acme. Acme is a leading brand that specializes in delivering innovative and custom engineering solutions. As a division of Acme Ltd, Acme Solutions is dedicated to providing its solutions across industries. Our mission is to exceed client expectations by delivering engineering solutions that are tailored to their unique requirements. Graphic.
That's way too long. That's way too long. Not only that is it should be what should be in text on the page. So that's an example of absolutely hideous. If the designer sent me that, I'd send it back. So, but that's so let's try to play with this form, which we'll access with the tab key.
Caps lock on.
Unless we
Caps lock off.
don't know how to press the right key on our keyboard. This is a great day for me.
Contact Acme Corp. First name : star edit required. Blank.
Now you just heard a little click there, right? JAWS has switched into something it calls forms mode. Lewis, do you have another way to explain forms mode? It's just what JAWS kind of uses. Yeah.
It's just what JAWS uses for interactive elements. It changes the keyboard behavior that goes along with
Yeah.
navigating through it.
That-
To make it more, so I guess the big example is there are certain letter keystrokes in the regular mode that will do things like H will send you to a heading, which means that if you didn't have forms mode, every time you pressed H when you were typing the word Hilton would take you to a new.
Blank.
Or you
instead
get
of filling it.
or you get the opposite problem and you don't remember you're in forms mode and you start typing.
Yep, but
Yeah.
that's why there's two modes is so keystrokes can be used for different things.
How do you exit forms mode?
You can, if you tap the plus key, I believe it is.
Virtual
I think
PC.
just use escape.
Okay.
I think it works, but there's actually a keystroke for it
Yeah,
that you have to look in the,
we'll have to look that one up. But let's tab and see how the rest of this bad form goes.
Edit required. Blank. Edit required. Blank.
So what does that mean? I
Wired.
so I
Blank.
typed in.
First name colon star edit required. Hilton.
So let's talk about the good. We heard that this edit field was required. I typed in the name Hilton. I could have typed Paris in, I suppose. Then that's great. We're okay with the first one. Now I tab again and I should hear what the next field is labeled. What do I hear instead?
Edit required. Blank.
Bubkiss. Yeah. do,
edit is actually what the screener is using to indicate it's a text field.
so that's okay.
So that's
That's
built
okay.
in as long as you have that.
Yeah.
So that's not what the problem is.
So let's
Do it
try.
again.
Yep.
First name colon star edit required. Hilton.
Okay. We'll give it a minute.
Edit required. Blank.
It's not telling you that your last name.
It's
Yep.
saying blank.
Yeah.
So
Should we pass the mic to that, or do you want to cover it to our friend here?
anyway, blank basically is saying there's no accessible name for
Yeah.
this piece, which happens to be a form field. So somehow the visual last name isn't being indicated in any, it isn't associated with the text box.
And that's a horrible experience, right? I've seen this. We might be able to escape out of forms mode and arrow, but this is already a
I
failure.
mean,
Yeah.
there's,
You came across the field like that, well, you go like, oh, I don't know what.
I would have to go out of forms mode if I can,
Actual PC.
if I can remember how to. Oh, you hit the numpad plus twice.
Required edit. Hilton. Required edit.
Well,
Edit required. Required.
this one
Edit
just seems
required.
broken in general. Normally what I do, I'll find another form to show you here in a minute. Okay,
I think that comes is here now.
well, we can pause for ice cream.
You asked when we should take a break.
No, that's fine. I'm not going to have any, but the group's been in here for a while, so yeah,
Sorry, people online, but we're going for ice cream.
yeah.
Or other screen readers like NVDA and right. Or other screen readers like NVDA and VoiceOver, they also, I assume, have a forms mode, or is that something similar?
Something similar, yeah. That's a
Gotcha.
good.
There you go.
Right.
Nice.
So Louis, how long are we going to be gone so we can tell the, okay. If you're online, well, I guess you heard Louis, we'll be gone for 10 to 15 minutes. Sorry for our early issues, but
Mary
we'll be back.
Hunter has left the meeting.
And we're back.
Edit required. Blank.
So just to recap before we left, and sorry about all the audio
Edit required.
technical
A.
difficulties, etc. So
First name colon star edit required. Hilton.
remember we had first name and that sounded good.
Edit required. A.
Edit required happens to have an A in it because I typed it, but that's not really helpful, is it?
Edit required. Blank.
Yeah. We should.
Contact Acme Corp Google Chrome. Contact Acme Corp Google.
Okay. Thank you, sir. I'll keep working. through
Edit
this.
required. Blank. Edit required. Blank.
Anything useful so far in these labels besides first name?
Yeah, first name, last name, email address.
Oh, yeah. You can see that visually. Anthony is telling us we can say first name, but what did we hear? Right. So something's broke.
Contact Acme Corp. Select state.
Now select state is even worse. I just heard select state.
Select state.
Now
Edit.
I'm trying to
Select state.
like, I don't even know what to hit because all I heard was select state. So I'm trying all these keys. Nothing seems to be working super well. So that's not good either, is it? What do you guys see for select state?
So
Just text.
yeah, it's just
Yeah, so that's a mess.
Under 20
So-
radio button not checked. Required invalid entry. 1 of 7.
Well, we heard a label, but I heard something for under 20 as a radio button. Under 20 what? What did you guys see? Okay.
Checkbox not checked required invalid entry.
Oh, you didn't read the age range.
Right. So let's go back to the radio button here. We just heard in the room we didn't hear age range. So
Radio button not checked invalid. Select state edit required. Under 20 radio button not checked required invalid entry. 1 of 7.
So under 20 what? Under 20 people? Yeah.
Randy, could you go back up?
Select state edit required. Blank.
Yep.
Okay, so here, to define for you in a visual, what's visually there is
Yep.
there's a state colon,
Uh-huh.
and there's text select state.
Yep.
Then there is right above the text box postal code,
Yep.
and then it goes down to the
Yep.
age range with the under 20 radio
Right.
button.
Yeah.
So
But-
JAWS looks like it's guessing that select state is the label for the field that
Could be.
visually looks like it's postal code.
Could be. Yep.
We don't know for
20
sure
radio
because
button not checked required.
it doesn't match the visual.
Yep. So this form is kind of an epic fail. Is sort of the and we sort of rigged it to be an epic fail. If I'm being honest. And just to finish the epic fail part,
Box not checked required invalid entry.
there's some checkbox that's not checked. I don't know what that's for.
Unlabeled 0 button.
There's an image button that says unlabeled 0 button. Does that sound useful to you? It's an absolute mess.
Reset button.
Well, I wouldn't even know what I'm pushing now. Full disclosure, I've been on forums on the web where I'm pretty sure that's a submit button, so I've pressed it. Not an ideal state, and I probably never go back to those websites again. I'm probably getting a bit more into usability than
Virtual
testing.
PC.
You get that idea. So clearly, I think we can do better.
Form examples. Form examples. Form example.
So now we have,
Form examples. Main region. List with 2 items. Bad form example link. Good form example link.
good form example.
Contact Acme Corp. Contact.
What's that? Okay. Oh, if you want to bring something up, feel free. I have till 5:30. So let's see here.
Vacation region. Contact Acme Corp. Contact Acme Corp.
Okay, let's try to find let's go ahead to our main region here.
Regions dialog. Regions tree view. Navigation. 1 of 2. Main.
I'm using some keyboard shortcuts. Those are all be in a handout. You can look through the thousands of JAWS ones, but I decided to try to give you an easy handout for at least the stuff we're doing today.
Heading
So
level
let
1
me-
contact Acme Corp. First name colon left parent required right parent.
Okay,
Contact Acme Corp. Main region. First name colon left parent required right parent edit blank.
okay, we'll do Randy. I don't have JAWS set to echo keystrokes. I could, but it annoys me. Unfortunately, that leads to some typos when I'm sending people Slacks, but
First name colon left parent required right parent edit Randy. Last name colon left parent required right parent edit blank.
okay.
Email address colon left parent required right parent edit blank.
Here's the big difference between the horror show we just showed and this thing here, at least so far.
SR blank.
Who knows if we
SR blank.
who knows if we planted any other nuggets for us? I don't think we did.
Read address colon left parent required right parent edit blank.
Okay.
City colon left parent required right parent edit blank. State colon left parent required right parent combo box. Select a state.
Here's the difference between the last the last thing. So in this one, what's really cool is I can arrow down.
Alabama. Alaska. Arizona. Arkansas. California.
Sorry.
You're off the visual.
Postal code left parent required right parent edit blank.
Better?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, we just picked a state. I'm not even sure which one. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see. Oops, there's one too many. Okay.
6.
So
Age range colon left parent required right parent group under 20 radio button not checked 1 of 7.
See how much more helpful that is? We have a legend and a field set on this radio button if you want to get into the underlying code.
20-29 radio button checked. 30-39 radio button checked. 40-49 radio button checked. 4 of 7.
Okay.
I accept the terms and conditions. Left parent required. Right parent checkbox not checked. Checked.
Okay.
Submit button.
And we can submit or reset.
Reset button.
See what a vastly different experience that is? This one seems to be passing so far. I don't know. Let's see.
Submit button. We encountered one error. Left parent s right parent on your form colon. We encountered one error. Left parent s right parent on your form colon. Bullet. City is required. 2 regions. 2 headings. A contact.
Pretty cool, huh? Let's see. We have an error.
Contact Acme Corp heading level 1. We encountered one error. Left parent s right parent on your form colon heading level 2.
I did jump ahead to read that, but you heard automatically. I heard what errors I had. Better yet,
1 items. Bullet same page link. City is required.
city is required.
Contact Acme Corp main region. City colon left parent required. Right parent edit.
Anybody remember where Wile E. Coyote lived? I don't know. We'll use my dad's hometown of Utica. So
State colon left parent required. Right parent cop.
So what's cool there is we were actually told, here's where you have an error and here's where you go to fix it. See what I mean? As opposed to just the bad example that I didn't show on the other form is just, you didn't fill out this field. Okay, maybe that's useful, but is it always useful you didn't fill out this field? What do I need in the field? I don't know. So this is kind of the stark example. All this making sense, or can I stop and explain any of this stuff a bit further? You said you had another question?
That form, it had just come directly to the title of the form. And on the, but before that, we had some navigation.
Yeah,
They never, yeah. So.
yep. So, yep. So we left navigation off this one. Let's see.
Document regions dialog. Region
Oh, no problem.
navigation.
Good catch.
Main
But
navigation.
so this is good that we have this, the navigation in the main, I think is what you're saying on this form.
Yes.
I can flip back and show people the other form as well. So in fact, let's go ahead and do that. Any other questions on this one? This is a really cool form. This is a good form experience. The last one, I'm going to underscore your points. Maybe.
Virtual PC. Contact Acme Corp Google Chrome main region. Contact Acme Corp. Contact Acme Corp. First name colon left parent required right parent. Form
Oh,
examples.
That's fine. That's some Randy stupidity there.
Use site
That's me.
information button
Yep.
menu. Form examples main region list with 2 items. Good form example link. Bullet visited link bad form example.
So
Bullet,
going back to the
contact
bad
Acme
form
Corp,
example
Contact Acme Corp. 1 heading and 4 contact.
for our friendly company, Acme Corp. Oh, by the way, a really important JAWS key I didn't get to is the control key. Everybody know what that does? Shuts the damn thing up. Yeah, it's kind of useful. So if we look at this page, if we look at the form regions on this
Found on
page,
the page. No regions were found on the page.
do you want to repeat what you were seeing on this page compared to the last page? We can pass you the microphone. So there's no navigation.
Oh,
right?
yeah, the navigation.
Yeah. Yep.
3:46 p.m.
It doesn't exist. So, but
So when you first landed, how do you get to the first field here?
interesting question. We could tab, but JAWS also
Well,
gives us a
PC.
shortcut. We could hit the F key for the first form field.
First name colon star edit required blank.
Okay. So but I'm not sure that put us into forms mode.
Contact Acme Corp. First name colon star edit.
So when I do the F to find the first forms field, then I have to press enter to go into that forms mode that Lewis was talking about. But it's really cool because I can get to the first form field on the page. If I know I'm testing forms, then, that can be useful.
Form was not a page by itself. It is just a form embedded with a lot of other content.
Yep.
Where you have navigation, where you have headings, or you have different things.
Yep.
Is that the same thing where you can, you can toggle between the form mode and
It'll find the first, it'll find the first form field on the page, if that's what you're asking. Another handy
Virtual PC. Virtual
Another
PC.
handy keystroke is the highly intuitive insert plus F5 key.
Select the form field dialog. List 1 list view. First name colon star edit 1 of 17.
You could also use this. This basically gives you, with the insert plus F5 key.
Unlabeled 1 edit. Unlabeled 2 edit.
So this is a faster way. I don't necessarily recommend you do this on testing at the beginning because you want to see what the actual experience is like for your user. But you can see what insert F5 just gave us, and we could skip to one of these. And it also shows you what JAWS has associated for each of these lovely things.
Labeled 3 edit. Unlabeled 4 edit. Select state edit. Under 20 radio button not checked.
So another way of kind of skipping around to your form fields, like if
First
I
name
wanted to
colon
go
star
to
edit.
first name here,
First name colon star edit required. Blank.
it dropped me into first name and it just gave us a little bleep that we had forms field. So that's another kind of handy, that's another keystroke I put on there. The F keys, the forms field one. There's also E for first edit field. So if you had an edit field, I didn't want to, this is a beginner class, so I didn't want to go totally down the rabbit hole. There's like thousands of JAWS shortcut keys. It's like it took me like 2 years. It took me originally when I started using JAWS for Windows several hundred years ago. There's a lot of different shortcut keys, so I've tried to pick but the insert plus F5 is kind of handy because
Select the form field dialog. List.
it will show us everything here. Sure.
So I can't see that far, Mike. But so it's saying like enabled edit. Is that just because it's not coded well, or why is it saying enabled let? Oh,
It's not coded right.
it's not coded. Okay.
That's exactly right. For
PC.
let me go back to our good form
Form
example
examples.
here.
Bullet visited link bat form. Form examples. Main region list with 2 items. Good form example link.
I'm going to do that insert F5 method. Okay, let me get here first.
Contact Acme Corp. Contact Acme Corp. 2 regions. 1 heading contact.
Oh, when I say insert, you'll also see that a lot referred to as JAWS key. So let's do another insert F5 here.
Heading list dialog. Headings list view. Contact.
It happens when that's insert F6.
Select
My
the form
bad.
field dialog. List 1 list view. First name colon left parent required right parent edit 1. Last name colon left parent required right parent edit.
See the difference? Yep.
Email address colon left parent.
That's why the first one was bad. That was
Email
just
address colon left.
that form was just a hot mess.
Contact Acme Corp.
Lewis, anything you can think of to add? At this point, I'm kind of open to.
Can you pop it back up?
Yep.
I want to talk about the.
Select the form field dialog.
Yes, sir.
So.
Need me to
remember
scroll?
We got down to the radio buttons and we could see radio buttons in the bat form and it just said like,
120.
you know,
Yep.
20 to 30, 30 to 40. And in this one, remember we had the field set, you know, that had the H thing and then it marked off, demarcated the bunch of radio buttons. And in JAWS, it's showing that when you get to that, what it's going to read is that legend, which is the age range and required, and then you get what the radio button itself is doing. And so it does it on every single one of those radio buttons. So that's one thing. It also says not checked, which it's nice to know, you know,
The state.
to know the state.
yep.
It's, so that's kind of where Randy was going, what am I adding? You know, what are these numbers from? And this is how you can see it. Now, I will say if you're not using JAWS, some screen readers will not put the legend on every single one of the radio buttons. They'll do it on just the first one. And so it's expected that the screen reader user will remember what the category of radio buttons is for all of them. It'll just tell you once. I've had people verbally complain when they're talking about JAWS. And they shouldn't use field set and legend because it repeats every single one of them. It's a JAWS decision, not a
Not a WCAG per se. Yeah.
But I just wanted to bring that up because
Yep.
that's seeing that on all of them, you know that they're all associated with the same radio group.
And sometimes if you have several radio groups on a page, which sometimes you do, I didn't show that here, but it can get confusing. Where am I? And the where am I is something I actually would have said in private, maybe with a couple other choice words, depending how tired I was. But so,
That was my only other thing on the forms.
so
Yeah.
is there stuff that anybody wants me to play with for them? Like these are kind of my big hitters today were images, the famous alt text, and we had a great conversation around that. And then kind of the forms examples, because I didn't want to just deluge. I could probably do 3 days on this.
I have an example of tables.
I'm trying to think of one that I have handy.
And would JAWS
Contact
fix it
Acme Corp.
anyway?
I think it might. I think that's, you want us to find a table example for you?
No, I was asking for it, but go ahead. We don't need to see it. I was just thinking,
I
if
think
you had something simple to talk about.
in a simple table, now I wish I could, I don't want to bring up my Gmail. I wished I'd thought about that, but in a simple table example, JAWS might cheat for you.
Yeah,
Because if it's a simple row and column header kind of thing, then, I think it speaks to either testing with another, do you know what NVDA does there? I haven't done that for a while in tables. Yep,
it just reads the accessible tree. so
perfect,
It will allow it to be a failure.
good. But I would bet as hard as it was to, I hate to say it, but for the forums demo, we kind of had to fool JAWS a little bit. I can tell you how, but maybe that'll wait till after the session because I wanted to get across how JAWS can still get fooled, right? JAWS can still get fooled. But yeah, in a table example, as hard as it was to work a demo here, to your point earlier about JAWS, I bet that without the accessible traits, the THs, things along those lines, that JAWS would cheat and get the table right.
Yeah.
Anybody know of any decent sites with tables? I don't see as many data tables these days.
Once I know we're both.
Me too. Yeah.
Your banking apps.
We're not bringing my bank account up. No, I'm just kidding. I might have an ancient tables form on here, but I don't know how.
Just ask me this.
No, yeah, but
You have a-
Things in the forms, because they're really interesting.
sure, we have time.
I mean, like, it's rare,
Capture is evil.
but it's, you find them everywhere. Everybody speaks them everywhere, so I just want to know how Randy gets around
Well,
captures.
first off, CAPTCHA has an audible CAPTCHA
Yeah,
that's supposed to be for people who are visually impaired. And I don't know if they can hear things to it better than I can, but the garbled thing with the audio CAPTCHA is just as difficult to understand as the worst of the moving around, wiggling
It's-
letters in the regular CAPTCHA.
it's gotten a little better with the audio captchas. There is, and I wish I remembered the program right now, you can set an accessible cookie for some of the captchas. And for some of the captchas, if you set an accessible cookie, if you contact me afterwards, I'll find the information for you. But I don't know if everybody can use it. If you set an accessible cookie, all you have to do is check a box that says, I'm not a robot. And if you have an accessible cookie set, but that's kind of a pain still because in order to get an accessible cookie, you first have to go get the accessible cookie. Does that make sense so far? On the audio part, though, they've made it a little better. What it used to be was this garbled 1950s radio transmission sounding thing where it said 1, 2, 18. Now at least they read sentences out. Like the sentence will say, we are presenting at Access U today. And if you get like 3 or 4 out of the 5 words right, it works a little bit easier. If you want, send me an email later and I'll get you some CAPTCHA resources. On multi-page forms, a lot of the rules still apply. What we had here could just have easily have been a next button. I decided not to do that, but the same rules still apply, right? So click next, take 1 page at a time, right? Fix all the errors on page 1, move on to page 2 with the next button and so on. Does that help?
Just I remember remember seeing a form where they didn't tell you anything until the end and says, oh, you forgot I entered a field 2 pages before.
Horrible experience.
I mean, it was for me and I don't use.
Right, or it's just annoying. I don't know if that would officially violate an accessibility rule, but it should. I think it would from a cognitive aspect, but what else can I help you folks with?
Anything online?
Online, can you still hear us?
No questions?
We'll give online a minute if they have any questions.
I think you sat next to one of my colleagues at lunch. His name is Dan.
Yep.
But my name is Jeremy. I'm from Site Improve, and
Sharing meeting controls.
one of the things that we've kind of encountered some discrepancies between the way NVDA handles like anchor elements with multiple other elements inside of it.
Yep.
So this example that I'm talking about is like a card example, right? Where it
Yep.
has like an image at the top,
Yep.
a heading, and then some text content in the card, and then maybe a link at the very end.
Yep.
In this example, the card is wrapped by an anchor element, right?
Right.
So for NVDA, seems to read the entire card content, including alt tag for the image, heading,
Yep.
and then the card body. What we've encountered with JAWS is it will only read the first element that's inside of that anchor link.
Yep. I think that's what I remember seeing as well. I did ask him to send me an example if you guys could doctor one up because I know it might
Sure.
be a private site. But yeah, I think I remember seeing that as well, and it's frustrating as hell, isn't it?
Yeah,
I want to verify it and get an example from you guys. Like, you sent me a LinkedIn request. So,
okay,
but
cool.
yeah.
I have a demo page I can send you to.
Yeah.
And I think the only thing that we've kind of determined to like as offers our recommendation is to then use like an ARIA labeled by with multiple IDs, so that way everything can get read on the card if that's what's
Not great, but you do what you got to do. I mean, at the end of the day, like, I don't work for Freedom or NVDA, or they're not Freedom anymore, but they're still software programs, right? They can make decisions, as Lewis said. They can also have bugs. I did ask if you guys were able to report that bug, if the JAWS folks agree it's a bug, but yeah, I'd love to check that out and play with it. Yeah.
So to just clarify for me, when JAWS gets in there, it reads the first piece and it doesn't recognize there's any more. If you do a down arrow, it doesn't read the rest.
I'd have to test it again. I can't remember, but
One is a clear failure, it's lost the data, and the other is
Kind of
a
iffy.
probably
Yeah.
not best experience, but not failed because
Yeah.
you can still get to the rest of the data with a normal keystroke. And that's why I'm asking. One is like, hey,
Right.
we've gotten complaints by people. Can you tell us why you made this decision? And the other is, hey, it's broken. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's why I wanted to see it.
Worry about seeing the examples, but that's the first thought in my head is before reporting it,
Yeah.
know what you're reporting.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to see it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why I wanted to see it, so I deflected a little bit, but yeah.
My friendly, this was super great.
Hey, I'm happy to help. I'm glad we had a smaller room. Because then well, I would have done it anyway. We could be more interactive. But
This is recorded also, right?
Hopefully.
Okay, cool.
yeah. And I mean, I'm on LinkedIn, reach out anytime. If you want to knock an idea around, that's what I do. But yep. So Lewis, I guess we can call it. Thank you everybody for hanging in with us. And Anthony, thanks for all the help.
Do you have any other questions,
Good.
comments, or complaints?
Yeah. You're even allowed to come off mute.
Okay, thank you for coming.
Bye online,
yeah.
folks.